to say what an amazing privilege it is to have music of this quality. I've been involved in the music business for over 60 years, and this tonight, does that to me as it does you. I'm not wasting an opportunity to plug another event. This Saturday at Davies Cottage, which is down just off South Tizzaringi Road, we've got Summer Session 1. We've got the De Soto's playing with 3 bands and a guitarist, so 6 o'clock onwards. Details if you want to go to Event Finder. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
You're back. Welcome, bienvenue, to the second set. So I did say that Bonnie and I had started working together a little less than a year ago on this project, and but it had always been remote because I'd been working on this from here in New Zealand, and Bonnie had been working on it from Manchester. And Bonnie and I got to meet for the first time this past Thursday. Could you believe? So we had one rehearsal, and then we had a show. And then we had another show, and then we have this show. And then sadly we're going our separate ways. I feel like we've had 3 shows, and now I feel like I can't imagine playing this set without you. So I don't know what I'm gonna, I mean, it's gonna happen.
She doesn't know, but I'm gonna hide in the luggage.
With the cello.
Yeah.
Hiding in because this is very heavy. Mickey carries everything, so sorry, Mickey. So I'm going to be taking this stateside, where the album is going to be mastered, and I'm going to do some shows for the audience in the States where I come from that I haven't gotten to see in a few years. It's actually been about 5 years. So it's been a long time since I've been home. And Bonnie's got a bunch of exciting things happening right here in New Zealand and Australia.
Oh, yeah. I realise I haven't done any talking in the microphone. I've been very well behaved this show. In the past few shows, I've said all sorts of all sorts of cheeky comments down the microphone. But I've been well behaved. It's been a really amazing thing to be able to make this collaboration happen in person in real life. Because obviously when we were recording it, didn't think that was going to happen. But I love it here in New Zealand. And I also had the fortune of being stranded happily in the right place at the right time back in 2020. I was actually supposed to be here on a 3-month tour. And that was going to be, my partner and I, we have a duo called Good Habits. And that was this very beginning idea. We thought, let's make a duo, and the very first thing we'll do will be to head to New Zealand for 3 months at the beginning of 2020. Oh, best time decision I ever made. Because we didn't come home for 2 years. We were stranded, but we were very happily stranded. So we have a slightly similar story in that way. And now I'm pleased to be back. Doing these lovely things, but as Good Habits, our tour kicks off in full force. We're doing a few bits in December, including, weirdly, we're supporting Tiki Tai, which is going to be fun. It's going to be wild. It's going to be great. And then our tour kicks off fully in the new year through January, February, and March. And I just couldn't believe it. It's like sometimes being over here in New Zealand, you think that it's not possible for your family and friends back home in the UK. You think that that's like an alternate reality. And that it's a thing that was all a dream. I went home to the UK and I was like, well, that time we had New Zealand was so great, it can't be real, it must have been all a dream. And so to be able to come back, and we've got some things like we're playing at WOMAD, Port Fairy Festival, in Australia, a few things like that, and Auckland Folk Festival, but yeah, so that's just me feeling really delighted and grateful to be back doing those things. So please do keep your eye out for where Good Habits are going. But that kind of leads on quite nicely to a song that we're going to sing.
Yeah, I thought you might like to hear some of Bonnie's songs.
Oh gosh, it would have been really awful if you'd all said no. Thank you for your curiosity, everybody. Well, this song was written when we were about 20 months into that happily stranded patch in 2020, 2021. Because we were so delighted, so couldn't believe how lucky we were to be able to do. We did 150 gigs in a period of about, I think it was in a period of a year's period we did 150 gigs, which is really stupid. Quite stupid to do that, that's too much. Anyway, we were so pleased to be here that I didn't quite realise that the feeling of homesickness would just come and grab me, because it was a very unexpected way in which to not see my family for a long time. So I wrote this song called Tide Me Over, and it was about imagining the moment in which I was going to be 1 hour away from seeing them again. And when that moment came, and I was 1 hour away from seeing my family again, it was very strange. I've come a long way, dear. It's been a journey to get here, through the roads and where they lead to, following my eagerness to see you. I need to see you to tide me over. I need to see you to tide me over. I need to see you just to know you're there. And we can go from there. It's been a long day, dear. It's taken days getting back here, but one more hour I'll have to wait through, and following my eagerness to see you. I need to see you to tide me over. I need to see you to tide me over. I need to see you just to know you're there. And we can go from there. Thank you very much. Would you like another me song? Yes. Oh, it's going to be extra embarrassing if after that one you said no. I noticed that when I brought a few songs to share with Maggie, I brought another Missing You song, which is funny because the most of what I do with Good Habits is we call it being existentially optimistic. So it's nice to have these sort of moments of reflection. This is another Missing You song, but just from a very different chapter of my life. So I wrote this song when I very first moved out of home and moved from South England to Manchester. We've been talking about Manchester with some people in the audience, go Manchester. And I was so excited to go because I lived in quite a rural part and just adored being involved in theatre and music in all its forms, and so I was so excited to go to Manchester. But I have a much younger sister who, because my parents are musicians, I sort of looked after her, and so when I was moving out and leaving home, she was very displeased, to say the least. She didn't get why it was happening. Just sort of deal with that moment, knowing that she would too grow up and understand why I was so excited to go. And she actually, I don't know whether you have the equivalent of this in New Zealand, but she has actually just done she's done her applications to apply for some dance schools next year. So she is at the stage where she is leaving home, and so it's quite weird for me now singing this song where she's in the position that I was that happened. But anyway, I get very emotional thinking about her. This song's called Lullaby from the Rain. I'm aware of time so much when I'm living it, but when I'm feeling it, you're waiting for yours to go. I'm aware of you so much when I'm on the move, but when I'm missing you, don't wait for me to come home. And you know that I adore you, even though it rains more here, there's a reason I haven't just chosen to leave. And you know that I adore here, even though it rains more here, there's a reason I haven't just chosen to leave you. I'm aware of time so much when I'm living it, but when I'm feeling it, you're waiting for yours to go. I'm aware of you so much when I'm on the move, but when I'm missing you, don't wait for me to come home. And you know that I adore you, even though it rains more here, there's a reason I haven't just chosen to leave. And you know that I adore here, even though it rains more here, there's a reason I haven't just chosen to leave. And you know that I adore here, even though it rains more here. You're so small, yet so far from me. I will sing a lullaby to you from the rain. A lullaby to you from the rain. A lullaby to you from the rain. Thank you so much, everyone.
You can see why I have such a musical crush. Person. We're going to do one of mine. So, I had the privilege of working with a project called Awkward World. It's an interdisciplinary project that was based up in Northland. And it was a collaboration between artists and scientists and technologists, and we were doing an exhibition investigating the intersections between nature, art, and technology. And I was asked to write a song about nature that sort of fit into these themes. And I accepted, just very excited to do that kind of thing. It's just a very interesting prompt. And then I promptly was concerned because I was looking for inspiration for this song, and I could find a lot of songs that compared like a a person you love to a beautiful flower or something like this, but nothing that really paid homage. Very few things, I would say not nothing, few things that actually paid homage to nature. More things that just personified nature and the greatness of humans. And so when I was going to write the song, of course you can only write about what you know. I had a second kind of intense realization, which was that I feel very separate from nature myself, which is ridiculous because I'm an animal. We're all animals. We're a part of nature. We're one with it. But I think I had a very indoor upbringing, and I didn't. And I was always a rule follower. So even when I was out in nature, it was one of those things where it was like, everybody stay in line, don't touch anything. You know, kind of an upbringing. And I didn't, and I was afraid to touch it. Even now, if I'm hiking or something, I'm on the path. I don't deviate off the path. I'm afraid to touch anything. I don't want to hurt nature. So you can see why I don't feel like I'm a part of it. And so the first verse that I ended up writing was about that. And then the second verse ended up being about, why do we think that we are better than, that we have demand? Like, there are lessons that nature has learned that we haven't. We're the real threat, right? And so the second verse is about, maybe we should be taking some of our notes from nature. So this is a song that will come out on an album in 2024 with Songwriters for Climate Action here in New Zealand. It's called Just to Be Alive. How do you feel more real on a moving screen than one in my side? To touch you my whole life, now that I can, it doesn't feel right. Nature took the nature out of me. Purpose has its purpose, purposely I wanna be alive. Time is a construct, I don't think it was our best. We're losing our minds. What's good is good till it's too good, it becomes meaningless. Imbalance is strife. If I can't be one with you, I possess past dwelling or purchase. I obsess. Where do you draw the line? When are you alive? Just to be alive. Like flowers are alive, and nature is alive. The earth is alive. Maybe strange and alive. When striving looks more like surviving than thriving. When striving looks more like surviving than thriving. Striving looks more like surviving than thriving. Oh. When striving looks more like surviving than thriving. When striving looks more like surviving than thriving. Striving looks more like surviving than thriving. Oh. When striving looks more like surviving than thriving. When striving looks more like surviving than thriving. Striving looks more like surviving than thriving. Oh. doing some songs of missing, and I thought I'd bring my own song of missing into the set. It's a different kind of missing. This is the kind of missing that you feel when you know that you're never going to see someone again. And this is a song called Sleep. Did say the second half would be lighter, so so we'll pick it up a little. Throwing it back to Bonnie.
who here, apart from Maggie, enjoys singing? Great, that was such a big bold response. You guys are a super audience. Well, because in this song, I was really hoping that you might join in the performance and have a little sing along with us. There's a moment in this song where there's a bit that repeats again and again, and I'll tell you when we get there, but just so you're prepped and ready now, you know it's coming. And yeah, and we'll see what you've got, everyone. And this song is called, it's called Feel Unsafe, but it's kind of about how the feeling of safety is a slightly more complicated and actually sometimes more abstract thing. And my example being when just someone's company alone can make you feel a whole lot safer than you did before. So yeah, here's Feel Unsafe. Unfussy. Well, it's very enjoyable to be able to be a musician but then actually become the audience. So we're the audience here, so thank you for indulging me in that one.
So now that I know you can sing, I'm gonna make ya.
That was just a warm-up, guys.
No words this time though. No words. Just some laws. How do you feel about laws? Sounds like this. La, 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 nice. Now, at the end of the song, I'm gonna go off and do some vocally doodads. I want you guys to keep it going. Okay? Bonnie, here's the night.
I'm going to try and hold fort with you all.
Right.
You won't need me.
Stay strong. You got this.
Sounds like some people in the audience already know this one. It's sounding good.
These are my friends.
Love it.
I'll sing you a song, we'll make a toast. Send all the ones who love and lost with the gentlest illusion. I couldn't aspire to more than this. I couldn't find more than a bliss of a well-spun confusion. La 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 Every night I lie awake, fleshing out all of the mistakes I make, attribute them to you. La 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 You are your angels, send me Sing la la la
That brings us to last song time. Good eyes. That's a good one.
Who's holding up the card?
Yeah.
Every song that we played for you tonight is an original of mine or Bonnie's. And thank you so much for coming out and supporting original music. I know that the way that most people interact with music these days precludes exposing yourself to new music that hasn't been vetted by other people. And so it's really important for people like Bonnie and I who make a living at this, that people like you keep showing up. And we thank you so much for it. We're going to end with a cover. One of my favorite things to do is to take songs that people already know and do them in a way that people have never heard them before. And this is sort of like that. This is probably a song that people from this part of the world haven't really heard. It's a song by a Norwegian synth pop band called Madrugada. And
Unexpected.
unexpected indeed. And the original is in 4/4 time, and it's kind of what you would expect from a Norwegian synth pop band. And what you would expect? Well, you guys don't have expectations for your Norwegian synth pop band? I encourage you to go home and Google this. The song is called Half Light by the band Madrugada, and I heard it and I thought that could be a lullaby. And so this is my lullaby rendition of Half Light by Madrugada.
Instead of Lullaby from the Rain that we sang earlier, this is Lullaby from Norway.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, sending you off to bed.
Watch the moment come alive in your eyes, and watch it slip away once again. Here in the half light, you see yourself too clear, until the night comes on and finally you disappear. You're gonna need a lot of hope to get you through the night. Someone that you know, someone that will treat you. What's the question that keeps you from your sleep? What's the promise that you made that you could not keep? Here in the half light, you see yourself too clear, until the night comes on and finally you disappear. Then you feel like nothing is holding you back. Then you feel like nothing is holding you back.
sing the Maggie's solid on, and then I can improvise and see what happens.
Or do one you don't know. I'm kidding.
It's a good idea, but I don't remember that one. Request there. I'm sorry, next time. Next gig I'll do that.
on.